The Toronto Raptors sweep the season series against the Atlanta Hawks 118-100 at home. So, the first thing I got to do here, folks, we got to drop one. We got to drop one because this was shaky a little bit in in parts of the fourth quarter and the third quarter, but the Raptors really turned it on at the end of this game. But before we get there, let's start off in the first quarter and go through this thing. So, first of all, I didn't mention the last game. I thought Trae Young was going to be playing in this game, but he was not available. Luke Kennard was, and so was Porzingis. So he played in this one. Trae Young was still out with a quad injury. Jakob Poeltl, we get an update on him tomorrow, still out with the back injury. And because of that, once again, we got the start from one Collin Murray-Boyles. Now, really early on in this game, Ricochet had 2 fouls in just the first minute and 15 seconds. Now, pay attention to that because we're going to come back to that a little later on. But the one thing, what is it that we mention all the time? The one thing that we want to see, we don't want to see the Raptors get out to a slow start. We don't want to see that. But they get out to an 8-2 run to start the game. And with 8:29 remaining in this game, it was 15-4. They had 7 field goals, and all of them were assisted on. And Collin Murray-Boyles, who I'll drop one for, I think we'll probably be talking about him a lot tonight because he did a fantastic job in this game. In my notes here, Murray-Boyles impact right away. From tips, layups, long two, assists, blocks. I mean, he was doing it all early in this game and throughout the game, period. Like, he was going in here. Let me get to his stat line and tell you guys right now. He played 30 minutes in this game, 17 points, 8 of 10 from the field, 0 of 1 from three-point range, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, gave you 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. We're going to drop one more for Collin Murray-Boyles. Collin Murray-Boyles showed out in this game. Damn it, you got to put some respect on his name for a rookie because he is really showing why the Raptors went out after him and got him. From a defensive standpoint, he's solid. He is solid. He is a brick. He is physical. It's tough to move him. And that's rare that you see that from a rookie, but defensive IQ is there. Like I mentioned, just physically strong. And you could see that even veterans have problems going up against Collin Murray-Boyles. That guy knows what he's doing on the defensive end. The Raptors, I thought, did a really good job moving the basketball in this game. +6 in the assist category in this game, 34-28. And I did think they did a better job moving that ball because those double teams were coming, and they were coming aggressively after Brandon Ingram later on in that game. But overall, you want to see that ball move because multiple guys can score for you. You want these guys to get the best available shot. You don't want it to stick, start going one-on-one and just getting poor, low percentage shots. You want that ball to be free-flowing, move, create for each other. Whoever has the highest percent shot gets it. That's what it is. And the Raptors were doing a good job of that in that first quarter. And they did look good defensively as well. They were cleaning up on the glass. It was 14-11 with 2:53 remaining in that first quarter. But then I did get worried just a little bit because Scotty Barnes picked up his second foul with 1:38 remaining in that first quarter. Wasn't necessarily too alarmed, only because Scotty has gotten a lot better when it comes to him being disciplined on defense. He's not always jumping and biting for the pump fakes anymore. He does a good job moving his feet, using his arms, and not picking up cheap fouls like he used to do. So not overly concerned, but yes, obviously, if when he picks up his second foul in the first quarter, you're going to pay attention to that. But at the end of that first quarter, and we do have to pay attention to the Raptors on how they close quarters because Atlanta goes on a 10-0 run. And it ends up being 31-26 at the end of that first quarter. But then the Raptors at least went 18-8 in regards to point differential with points in the paint. Quickly had 8 points after the first. CMB had 7 points after the first. And so one thing that I have to mention going into that second quarter, I did tell you about Kristaps Porzingis coming back and playing in this game, even though he didn't play on Saturday. So it was getting physical in that first quarter. So Shead was tripped by Porzingis on a screen. They kind of went knee to knee. Shead was, got up gingerly. He hurt his knee on the play. And then after that, there was a turnover, and Porzingis was out in transition, and he was looking to lay the ball in, and Shead came and gave him a pretty hard foul. It was a clean foul, but a hard foul. And they were jawing at each other, and refs had to step in, and guys had to, the typical jawing at each other. They're giving each other some hard fouls and stuff like that. And then after that, RJ's going up for a rebound. Porzingis pushes him in the back. RJ shoves him off with his elbow. He takes a dive onto the ground, and Porzingis did get called with the personal foul, but then RJ got hit with the technical for the shove on him. And so things were getting a little chippy early and getting aggressive, which I actually like because I want to see the Raptors be a more physical, tough team. You don't get pushed around. You do not get pushed around. Hell no. None of that. Okay? None of that at all. You do not get pushed around. That's what we need. Dogs. And we got that tonight. And there's, you know what? I'm going to drop one for the whole damn bench. Because there's a bunch of guys, and I'll get to the Raptors and starters after. But boy, did the bench show up in this one. I got to drop one for Mamo. Because, he's always coming out balling. 23 minutes in this game, 12 points, 4-9 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, only 1 turnover. But you know who played really well in this game on both ends of the floor? We've been giving him a lot of slack over these last few weeks, right? And a couple games ago, when I did a post game, what did I mention in there? And we all discussed this, right? What did I mention? If Gradey wants to turn things around, because that's who I'm talking about here, don't worry so much offensively. Worry about the other ways that you can help your team win. Don't stress making shots, trying to put the ball in the basket. What are the other things that you can do to help your team win? 3 rebounds in this one, gave you 2 steals as well, had some good finishes in transition. He played 18 minutes in this game, 11 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from three-point range, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. You know what? This might be the best game that I have seen from Gradey Dick play defensively. This might be the best game I've seen him play defensively. The effort was there. And let's give him a bit of credit. And here's the thing that I want people to know and understand. For those who don't know my background, I've been in Scotiabank Arena. I'm not there all the time this year, up until this year. But from 2014, I have been in every damn game in Scotiabank Arena, okay? Or at least 90%, which is why you see, all of these guys that you're used to, broadcasters being on the show, because I've worked with these guys for so long. And still to this day. Even not as much as I used to, but you never know what's going to happen in the near future. But the point I'm trying to say is, when you see these guys in real life, right up close and personal, because I'm on the court, if you understand just how big, fast, and strong these guys are, like, it's one thing when you're watching it on TV. I remember before I started working at Scotiabank Arena doing stuff for the Raptors NBA, and you're watching it from home, that's one thing. But when you are there and you see how fast, big, strong these dudes are, how these guys move on the court, how fast the ball moves, how physical these guys are, it will blow your mind what these guys look like and how physically strong these guys are up close and how fast the damn ball moves. That's what I'm telling a lot of you. Like, Guys, you have to understand how good these athletes are. It's ridiculous how good these guys are. I'm talking about all of them from all the teams. It's insanity how good these guys are. I promise you. I promise you. Okay? So Gradey Dick, big steal, finishes with the and one, and it was a great possession. Collin Murray-Boyles gets a nice steal and finishes well. If you get the chance to go back and watch this in 30, you'd probably enjoy this game. Both of these games were enjoyable to watch, pretty up and down. But at that point, Collin Murray-Boyles, 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists midway through that second quarter. And the Raptors go on a 9-2 run after a Gradey Dick 3. And at that point, he had 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal in this game. And with 5:32 remaining in that second quarter, it was a 48-38 Raptors lead. Bench, 14-3 in the second quarter with 3:15 remaining. It was 11-1 in favor of Atlanta in that first quarter. So the bench did a really good job of turning that stat around on Atlanta in that second quarter. And at halftime, Collin Murray-Boyles was a plus 19. Plus 19. He had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks at half. At half.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want.
Quickly also had 11 points at the half. Fast break points in favor of the Raptors, 15-8. It was 61-49, 12-point lead for the Raptors at the half. Let's get to the third quarter. And I'm going to start talking about some numbers because I went to the bench a lot. And, one guy got to mention as well. He played an absolutely phenomenal game. Should I wait to the fourth to mention him? Should I wait to the fourth? No, I'm going to get to him now. I'm going to drop one right now for Jamal Shead. He played a phenomenal game. A phenomenal game tonight. And listen, I told you, this is just not about the box score. It's just not about the box score if you know and understand the game. That's not what it is. Jamal Shead in this game, 17 minutes, 5 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point range, gave you 2 rebounds, 5 assists in this game. But I'm going to get to him in a second. Now, Ricochet, remember him? Remember I mentioned that name to you earlier on in the game? Wasn't much of a factor at all. And so I go in my notes here and I said, with 11:41 remaining in that third quarter, Ricochet picked up his 5th foul. 5th foul. And he was doing nothing at that point. And then all of a sudden, this guy wakes up and he starts going crazy. He had 22 minutes in this game. And when I say go crazy, I'm not saying like he went ballistic, but damn it, he ended up with 16 points in that second half and made some really big shots down the stretch. 7 of 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point range, give you 4 rebounds, 4 assists, just 1 turnover and a steal. But for him to do all of that with 5 fouls, I mean, damn, I mean, give him a little bit of respect. But I mean, the Raptors defense was still looking pretty decent midway through that third quarter. They had a 10-point lead with 6:23 remaining. And, this is where I started to get just a little bit nervous, I would say. At no point did I think the Raptors would necessarily lose the game, but it's just because this is kind of where the Hawks got them in the game on Saturday, right? And so I was keeping my eye out to see, all right, let's see how the Raptors are going to close this quarter, or are they going to be able to stop these scoring droughts? Are they going to be able to stop these runs early enough so that the Atlanta Hawks don't continue to pile up on you? And this is where I'm going to talk about Shead, because Shead came in that game, right? Towards the mid to end section of that third quarter when Emmanuel quickly came out the game. And he did a really good job of changing the tempo on offense. And then from a defensive standpoint, just brought grit, brought energy, deflections. And the great thing about deflections is when you hit that ball or tip it out of bounds, you need to reset your game plan a little bit if you're now the Atlanta Hawks, because you have 14 on the shot clock, you tip it out. You got 7 on the shot clock now. He tips it out again with now 0.7 remaining on the shot clock. They inbound the ball and it becomes a shot clock violation. Those things matter. They add up at the end of the game. Okay, it cools your rhythm. It cools your rhythm and it frustrates you. So having him come into the game and be able to do that multiple times makes a massive disruption to the offense of the Atlanta Hawks. And after that third quarter, the Raptors ended up finishing strong. It was 86-73 after that third quarter. Let's get to the fourth. Raptors, of course, come out into the fourth quarter, get punched in the mouth, 7-0 Atlanta run. It's now 86-80 for the Raptors. But they come out focused after the timeout. RJ drills a big three. Let's talk about RJ for a second. RJ in this game had 31 minutes. He played 17 points. He was 7 of 17 from the field, 2 of 8 from three-point range, 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Talk about that in a second. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, gave you 4 turnovers though, but he gave you 2 steals as well. And I'm still going to drop him because he came up really big down the stretch in this game. And you see, one thing that RJ brings you in that fourth quarter is confidence. He brings you confidence. And I'm sure you're thinking something that I'm thinking right now too, which I'm going to mention. I didn't necessarily like some of his shot selections down the stretch in that fourth quarter. I didn't necessarily like all the shot attempts that he was taking, but there were times when you just have to appreciate when a guy continues to shoot the ball when he's not shooting well and shoots it with confidence and then makes those big shots down the stretch when you need them. I can respect the hell out of that. You see, the one pet peeve that I have in the game of basketball, I did not play at a high level. I played in high school all my years in high school, was going to be a redshirt in high school. I mean, in college that I did not end up doing. I actually left and ended up going to coach. But even coaching, I coached past a decade. One of the pet peeves that I have when you're on the court coaching, whatever the case may be, is when you have a guy out there who's scared. That will absolutely drive me insane. That'll drive me insane. You can't be scared out there. You got to have big cojones. You got to be willing to be brave out there. And that is one thing that RJ does not lack. He's confident. He's confident. And I can appreciate that from one RJ Barrett. Now, Scotty Barnes in this game as well. He played a really nice game too. 36 minutes in this one. He had 18 points, 8 of 16 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point range, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Gave you 10 assists in this game. 10 assists, 8 rebounds. Damn, this guy's a good passer. I'm going to drop one down for Scotty as well. Brandon Ingram gave you some good stuff as well. 34 minutes, 19 points, 8 of 14 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Emmanuel Quickly, 31 minutes in this game, 16 points, 5 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from three-point range. He did make some big threes in this game, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, which is unlikely from Emmanuel Quickly. Just 1 turnover, in this game as well. And, the Raptors, Gradey, once again, comes in off the bench for the Raptors and gets a big steal and finish once again. And, one thing that I didn't like that I'm starting to see, remember I told you about that aggressive double team that Atlanta starts throwing onto Brandon Ingram? Brandon Ingram is taking too long to pass out of that double team. So now that double team is starting to be effective. And he got to look at ways to get out of that double team faster, because we're seeing this from multiple teams. They're coming fast and furious, like they are swarming him. And so he has to look to improve how he's passing out of those double teams, because yes, There are some times where they did get him in that double team and get him to turn the ball over. But also, there are times where they send the double team. He gets out of it with the pass, but the pass almost gets stolen multiple times. And so, if you're playing against a really good defensive team, those become more turnovers, right? And so, you got to watch that. Now, Scotty, this is a play that I really liked and I thought was a big game changer here to finish the game and finish it strong. Scotty gets out into transition. He has the ball. He's going to the basket. He sees Ricochet. He knows Ricochet. You got to watch the body language. He knows Ricochet has 5 fouls because he picked them up early. Obviously, when you get into those huddles, the coaching staff, Darko's going to tell you that Ricochet has those 5 fouls. He attacks him because he actually slowed up for a second, puts the momentum back on, goes to the rim, gets the and one. Ricochet fouls out the game. And then there was some great rotation perimeter defense. Raptors flying about all over the place, pushing them off the line from 3-point range, getting them to pass around to the point where the damn defensive rotations were so good, they end up stepping out of bounds. And the Raptors sweep the Atlanta Hawks 4-0 in this series. Listen, for everyone who's out there in the comments, you know what? I'm not sure I've ever done this before, but I got to drop a bomb for all of you guys in the comments, damn it. There's a lot of you that I have been seeing every show getting in the comments. And listen, I got to say, man, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate every single one of you that come to watch this show. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is not a me show. This is a we show. This is a we show because one thing that I try to tell everybody is I don't come on here trying to be right and tell everybody that they're wrong. That's not what I do. There's no fun in that. There's no fun in that. And it would just be a flat out lie. I come to hear all of your perspectives. I come to hear all of your ideas. I can't do this without you. And so that's the beauty of doing this show. I'm just having fun doing this. And I hope you guys are having fun because I appreciate all of you guys. Get into the comments and talk with each other. And, you can debate, throw your ideas out there because I want to do a show. Actually, I think I will do a show just talking about people with comments. And I try to get back to you as much as I possibly can. But there are so many damn games where it's just such fast turnover. And I do try to get back to you a lot. But I'm realizing that now when I'm doing these shows, there's so many comments. And I'm trying to get to all of you. I'm sorry if I haven't gotten to you. I will get to you. I will try to get to you as fast as I can. But there's a lot of comments coming in. And for some reason, when I start replying to a lot of people, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, I'm not sure if this has ever happened to you, but I get an error sign. There's so many of you where I will try to reply and I'm hitting send, and I keep getting error. I'm not sure why the hell that happens, but it is happening. And so thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I mentioned to you, get into comments and let me know. Well, don't let me know, but just get in there because I'm going to miss some things, right? And so you guys help me with that. If you guys see anything and you want to put it in there, get in there so we can all talk about it. At Mike Roach 7 on IG, at Mike Roach 23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the Mike Roach Show. Things going well for the Raptors. 5-game homestand is over. They go 4-1. They are in action again on Wednesday. And I have no idea who they're playing. I guess we'll find out. And I will talk to you post-game on Wednesday. This is the Mike Roach Show. I'll be back again soon. Peace, and I'm out.